Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Timberborn Permadeath. Now, this was inevitably going to happen. I messed up my mic setup, and I've been talking to myself for an hour, and the audio wasn't recording. I mean, me talking to myself for over an hour is normal for me, but it's a little bit annoying that I did all of this stuff and none of it was recorded. So we're going to start this playthrough video a little bit differently. I'm going to explain what I've been doing, and then we're going to speed it up and I'll talk through the crazy build that we're doing and carry on for another 45 minutes after that with the crazy build that's happening in this video. But let's start talking about where we've got to. Doing really well. Cycle 16, we've got over 100 beavers, and we're on day 34 of this weather cycle, and we're storing water. We did come to a sort of conclusion at the end of the last episode that the pumps in reservoir 1 up there are taking so much water out that the reservoir isn't filling up enough to get to reservoir 2. And now that is a big problem, and to resolve that we're going to have to deal with those pumps at the front. But this was the main talking point of the video, was the power station. Now, when I built the power station wheels like this, it's giving us so much power. We're getting over like 23,000 horsepower, so we've got enough. And at the end of the last episode, I went a bit mad, and I thought, I'm going to build a double decker on this, because why wouldn't I do that and make it look really cool? And this is what it looks like. It's a double decker. There's more wheels on top of it, but we put windows in the side of the building and it looks great. We can see the animation through there. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, this is actually one of my more basic builds, but this is meant to be a permadeath run, and I shouldn't be building stuff like this because I'm just trying to survive. And I think that's why we need to bring that rule in of the birthing pods, but more on that later. What I did speak about on the last short highlight video for episode 16 was I was talking about this build, and then it came to me. Why wouldn't we build a robot district on top of this? We'll build up the structure, we'll make a platform on top of this, so to go up 3 levels, and we're going to build a robot district up there. Absolutely mad. Probably won't be built, but we're going to do it anyway. That's pretty was the point of this episode. But I kind of started this episode in Metal District. I did a bit of management around the whole civilization, fixing a few problems, a few things that were not working, a few trees that weren't being cut down, the same sort of 15-20 minute brush up work. I'm going to show you what we did in Metal. Now, one of the things that we did in Metal on the end of the last episode was get power to the factories so they could build metal blocks, and they have been. They've been building so many that they got selfish, and they're only using it to build this district themselves. They're not giving that anywhere else. And then I noticed there's a lot of hurt beavers in this colony, and then I remembered there's a mine. If there's a mine, they get hurt. If they get hurt, they don't work. And I have no hospital beds. So one of the first orders of the day was to put hospital beds in and make a nice little area for these minor beavers to get well and get back out there. And that's part of the problems with this game. It's so detailed with the little areas that you build. They've all got individual needs when you start building individual districts for them. And all the districts are open. Food has got about 40 beavers in it, and Metal's got about 40 beavers in it. And Pineappleton is supplying all of those districts with food and water. Not so much in food. Food's got its own water, but this one certainly hasn't, and something that we need to fix. But it does mean that our civilization is still very fragile. It is relying on really Pineappleton to be that main supplier of water, which you'd think I would be focused on, but no, I decide to build giant power stations with a whole new robot district on top of it. But that's kind of, I think, what we do. Well, that's certainly what I do with this game. I go a little bit crazy with it. We added in some teeth grinders, and we added a little park in the center of this. I do want to make this area, I want to make these beavers a little bit more happy with the situation that I'm putting in. I've said it a few times now. Food's got swimming pools and it's got showers in it, and Pineappleton has nothing. I've only just put teeth sharpening things in that one. I need to start looking after these beavers just a little bit better. But pretty quickly, they built this and it filled out, and I left it alone. And I pretty much left the colony alone from this point on. And the reason I did that is because we went over to our power station. I'm going to speed this part of the video up to catch you guys up. If you'll watch this video, you probably like to watch the long playthroughs, and I didn't want to do it at 5,000 speed to get back to it. The first thing we did was destroy half of it. And I've destroyed half of it because it just was not very pretty. And I've decided to try and make this building a little bit pretty. And it's actually not as pretty as some of the buildings that I build on this game. But it's nice. It's got windows in the side. We can see the wheel animation in there. And the lore and story we're doing on here is the beavers do not like bad water, and they are sealing it away inside a building and then deciding, actually, we're going to make this totally industrial by building robots up there at the top. And I want the robot district to be autonomous. I don't want any living beavers to go in there, and they have to look after themselves and they have to build themselves. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I haven't really worked out the point of robots on this game yet. I'm a little bit confused by them. But if this playthrough goes well and we even see one robot, I promise I'll try and work them out a little bit more. So we put windows everywhere. And then I thought, I'm going to make this a little bit more complicated. If we're building a new district, we need to be able to have food and resource to go backwards and forwards. And then I thought, oh, hold on a minute. There is a great big aqueduct in the way, so that has to obviously be destroyed. Yep, you'll see it in a minute. I work it out, and I think it's around about now. I'm like, oh, that's disgusting. I hate it. I'm going to destroy it. I took out a large section of the aqueducts, but you'll see when we get to the end of this run through, it was worth it. I start playing around with a few designs on the front of here of how to make the metro line work and make it aesthetically pleasing at the same time, and work out a few bugs. And I thought, oh, it'll be great. The metro will go up here, and then we'll have that metro line run down the center of the building, which I've just put in. So we worked that out, and we put the metro line back in. We've got this beautiful running metro line down the front, and I think, okay, well, I'm going to copy that design, and we may as well just do it at the back because I'm so happy with it, and it works so well. Then I realized here that I built it wrong, but actually I didn't build it wrong. I actually built it right, and then I deleted it and rebuilt it again. A normal episode by me, really. And you can tell this is a normal episode by me because I messed up the microphone. Good times. I hated it. I hated the look of it, and I thought I'm going to bring the metro up the side, so I deleted it and I started it again. It has to look right. If I'm going to spend all of this time having the beavers build something this ridiculous, it has to look right. And that's what we did. We rebuilt the metro at the bottom, and we deleted a lot of stuff. And we're going to delete even more stuff in a minute on the aqueduct. But it starting to look great. Look, we worked that out. We've got these metro lines running on the left and right, which is going to look so fun when the beavers are going to be going up and down those. It looks really good. Those pipes look really good on the front of this building. And it works. And it looks amazing. And I love it. And I decide, okay, I'm going to repeat that design on the back to keep it all looking the same from the front and the back. And this one went together really easy, surprisingly. So we're good. Metro in. Runs across the top of the building. We'll work out the bottom of that later. So we now focus on movement around this. We've got to link the paths up. Very easy. I did come to a decision here to delete 2 of the power wheels. Look, we're not going to be short on power. I'm not worried about losing 2. I did try to work it out so I didn't have to, but I want these paths inside the building and not have some awkward connection outside that looks a little bit odd. We were checking in on the colony every now and again, but quite honestly, at this stage, I was just happy they were not dying. I did build another scrap metal area up there to keep these. We're running out of scrap metal. If I'm building this nonsense, then I'm going to need a lot more of it. And there was a few little bits and pieces here and there that I needed to fix. Like, because I've made all that bad water come around here, I had to put in some walls, underground walls, to stop that contamination from destroying all the trees that I'm wanting to plant there. So there was a few tidy things. It's a normal episode if you watch these long playthroughs. It's just got no commentary on it, which is kind of dull. So we came back, and I wanted to add a feature around the edge of this and add a bit of a sunshade feature. So we put those around the side, and then I start to focus on rebuilding the aqueduct. I don't want them focusing on this build. I don't really know at the moment how I'm going to stop that without making this a less important build. I'm going to have to work that out later in the game. I just really enjoyed spending the time just building something stupid and enjoying my time designing something a little bit silly. So the new drought warning came in. Yeah, we got hit with a drought on this episode. Not really that bothered. I'm going to leave the birthing pods on. If I do a drought without turning the birthing pods off, that will be the start of the rule. If I get through a season, then that's it. I have to, the rule comes in, and I'm never allowed to turn them off again. And that's what we're going to try it on this one. I think there's like 160 beavers or something like that in the colony at the moment. So it'll be interesting. I know I don't have enough water stored. I certainly don't have enough food stored, but we'll kind of come back to that. So if you watch the previous episode, you'll see how I built this deck on the lower level, and the top deck's exactly the same as the lower level. It's built up 4 high to get over the power wheels. And because the power wheels are probably one of the most biggest things in the game, I knew that this would all go together quite nicely. And what did work quite nicely, just by total luck, is the water aqueduct is in line with the top of this building, which is great. It caused a few problems. Oh yeah, the drought came in. It's 71 days. I say it like that because I know I've got enough water stored if I turn the birthing pods off, but they are all on at the moment on this playthrough, and I do have to keep an eye on that. But we work out quite quickly that actually that's not going to work, because it's got to sail over the top of these metros that I'm putting in. I've just put a metro right in the water course area, and again, it takes me a while to work that out before I delete everything and start moving it around again. But we're kind of coming to the end of this speed up play before we jump back into a normal long play video, which I'm going to do another 45 minutes of. But you can see here, it wasn't going to work. And the very final thing that we did was we just extended out this balcony to allow the aqueduct to flow in a straight line across the top of this building. And we just basically repaired everything that I'd ruined on this playthrough. And I am going to have to make the aqueduct build their priority, otherwise they're going to build the rest of this building before they even do that. And I want them building aqueduct down Reservoir 3 before this even gets anywhere near built. Added a few nice pretty things, and that was it. That was the end of that episode with no audio. I've now just filled in the audio. You are up to date. I am up to date. Let's jump back in. Here we are, straight back in. We're not going to dwell on it. I messed up the recording, spoken to myself for an hour. We're going to go drive straight back in to what we were doing and run for another 45 minutes. I think I owe that on this video to take it up to an hour. I have just noticed that there's a lot of hungry beavers up here. Why is that happening? Are they not? They are delivering it. They're probably just not delivering it quick enough or enough of it. That's not supporting these beavers. We've got a water thing done here. Is that power? I mean, there's not going to be a lot of power, is there? Because Okay, we are gonna go back to my insane build, but I'm gonna force these beavers to get this thing here. Inside this reservoir and underneath all of this, we have the building that allows water to run all of the time. I'm going to get them to build it. We need, with all of the stuff and infrastructure that we have, we need power to be working all of the time. And the way that we're going to do that is we've got to create a hole in our dam. One that's easy to repair, that doesn't have a lot of infrastructure above it. Because if I remove one of these, there's just a lot of stuff on top. So I need to do one that's going to be quick for me to rebuild again, and it looks like that is here now. This is just a bit of a mess. It's a bit of a mess. I'm going to go in. Where can we go? That's a mess up there. This one isn't too bad here, I don't think. No, this one's pretty clean. We're going to go in here. So let's remove that, and we're going to build a way up here. We're going to get in here. And where does that actually... Come on, behave. What happened? It all went crazy. Where did we go in? Oh, I can't even... It's so... okay, it's so complicated back here. It's quite hard to work out what's going on. Okay. It looks like we looked out. So we can come straight in here. And... Oh, man. Oh, it's just not that easy, is it? It's just not that easy. I'm just going to have to accept that I've created a bit of a nightmare for myself with this build. And deal with it. Okay. This is why I should focus on the infrastructure first rather than doing all this silly stuff. How long have we got? Probably not as long as we need. I don't want these beavers to get massive poisoning doing this. Okay, let's see how that goes. They've got a lot of work to do to get to that. All right. It says it's too far, but it's saying it's too far because this path hasn't been built. Can they actually get there? They can. Okay. Oh, we're working on one speed. There we go. Let's speed that up. Okay, so we're trying to get this contraption here, badwater, the discharge unit built, because that will... Oh, God, it needs 200 metal blocks. Yeah, that's going to happen. It means that we can close off the bad water and open it. And even if there's a drought, bad water will still flow out of here, which means we will get 365 day a year, 24/7 power running into our reservoir, which will solve the food situation that looks like is happening. Oh God, food is bad everywhere. Okay. All right. Oh, this is not really going to work, is it? This is going to be bad. Okay. Are you not... That should... I never turned it off, so why is that not working anymore? There's water. Oh, it's not working because there's no power, is there? Okay. Well, we don't need those pumps on anymore. So that's gonna do a little bit of water there. Might not be enough to get down to these lower levels. This is bad. Are you okay? Let's get these berry. Okay, right. Okay, this video is not going to turn into what I wanted it to be. I'm not surprised. I need to click on anything here, and then we need to look at the buildings and just turn all the priority off back down to 1. So if you guys have never used this before, these are the menus that you can ignore, but they are incredibly powerful. What I'm doing here is turning down the work priority of the buildings, and what normally ends up happening, it might happen to you as well, where you panic and you go, I just need a beaver in here. I don't care where he's coming from. I don't care how many beavers they are. I just need one. So you turn that priority of that building onto maximum, and then you forget about it. And then over the time, you're going to end up having a lot of beavers working in pointless buildings. And you can see here, I've got a lot of priority ones. And now we've reached a point. In fact, the farmhouses do need to be this. So it says what it is. It says farmhouse up here, but we do need them doing that. And you get to a point where you've got beavers doing jobs you actually don't need them to do anymore. And they're not working where you need them. And you just end up in this mess that I've kind of got right now. You can see, I mean, even the gear workshop's set to a primary build. Same in the lumber mills, because there was obviously a time when I just needed there to be a lot of planks. And I never went back to it. We've got lumberjack flags here, look, which are set to really important. And we'll leave the scavenger flags on because we need those, but we don't need this. Well, we do need the smelter, but right now. Okay, so that's pretty much everything in this district set back to a normal level, which means these gatherer flags have already got beavers in there. And that's because there is food here. There's berries to be picked, and we should take advantage of that. We have farmhouses with no one in them, but that is because we're pumping water up. It's just not got enough power. It's so... Oh, no, it has. Oh, it's pumping it into the reservoir. Okay, so we're going to stop. We're going to close this reservoir gate here. That's going to allow the water to come down and fill this area up. And then we're going to irrigate this land here and allow them to plant more food up here, because it looks like food's a problem across the entire district. We've got too many beavers and not enough food. So there we go. So that water's now coming into there. We've got to be careful with water. You know, it's got 66 days and I haven't turned the birthing pods off yet. I don't really want to be wasting it in areas that don't need it, but we need food. Okay. I've got a feeling I have to turn the birthing pods off. As per the rule that we set, if we get through a season with the birthing pods on, That's when they've all activated. And in further playthroughs of this, on season 2 of this, we're going to write some official rules. And I'm probably not going to build stupid buildings like we're meant to be focusing on right now, rather than this. Now, these get gathering. I've got to make sure that these... Okay, they still have beavers on them. That's good. Otherwise, that would have been a disaster. So the gathering... That's a lumberjack. That's not a gatherer. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay, food is building up again. Just going to check this out a little bit more. They're planting new food. That's good. These guys here just need to be building stuff, but I've got a feeling it's going to be metal blocks that's holding everything back. Yeah, it's metal. It's metal blocks. They're just holding. It's just holding everything back across everywhere. We're going to go and check metal out in a moment when once I'm satisfied that this is doing what it should be. It looks like it's fine. I just don't want to be wasting any water. So we're going to have to keep managing this for now. We'll fill this up first. Don't really need... Oh boy. Okay. I don't really need any water. Down here, but we could put a beaver down there on that. Plant some trees. Why is that? Okay. Let's have a bit of a think. What's going on? What do we have and what don't we need? We've got no bad water. Oh my days. Okay. We need those to work because we're out of bad water, which means we've got no extract. I don't want both factories on, only one of them. Okay, I don't want this video to turn into a management one for the next 45 minutes. It's not really fair after the mistake I made before. So we're just going to check in on a few things. These guys are making metal blocks. That's great. They're being selfish with them. I'm not too worried about that because it needs to be built. And as soon as they've got it built, then they're going to start exporting it. I'm happy with that. We've just lost power everywhere. And hopefully... All right. I don't want to just use water all the way down there for this food. Just uses so much water to fill all this stuff up. It's crazy the amount of water this is using down here. Okay. I know I should be turning these. I know I should be turning the birthing pods off. I know I should be doing. They're not going to survive. They're not. They're not. They're just not going to. I'll tell you right now, they're not going to. What we're going to do is we're going to turn off. We'll leave 2 on here. We'll leave 2 on in that district down there at the bottom. and we'll go with that for now. Right, let's go back to what we were doing. We were building a robot district, and it's going to be pretty much more of the same of where we left off before. If I can remember the pattern. I can't, like, the pattern is a bit of a tricky one. We're going to need ones here and here to begin with. Chuck some twos up to be able to make the run. And then we make the run. Sixes down there. And then we're going to have fours down here. And then we chuck a six. We build up a one. And chuck a six down there. And then we do it again. Except for this time, we have twos, sixes, sixes, fours, a one, and a six. And we do it again. Twos. Because I went out of sequence there, we got twos. We got some sixes. We got some fours, and we got a six. And we start again. Oops. Twos. Sixes. We are going to have to open up another metal district to deal with all of this. This is just madness. And I keep saying it, but it's not going to stop me from building it. I've kind of got my sights on building this structure. We got a weird bit. We got a weird bit. Got a weird join. Every now and again, it hits one of these. I'm sure one of you clever people out there could work out the math of why. We go. Twos, one. Oh, getting to the end. It gets a bit weird down here, if I remember rightly. I want to allow myself to have a deck down here. It's going to be a two again, isn't it? 2, 2, 1. It's not a 6. Oh, I don't know the math here because it's all going to be a bit of a weird. Oops. It's all going to be a bit weird down this end. Okay, so we are going to do. Oh boy. Okay. Bear with me. We're going to need a 5. We need to delete that. And we need to make a run up here. I don't want that to look, I want that to be metal. Okay. That will allow me to have a pipe out of there. And then I'm going to be able to put a, there we go. Awesome. Okay. So that's the top deck built. 114. A few districts aren't doing well. They are not doing well at all. Then we're going to have a run of blocks. Like this. Okay. Got that there like that. And then we're going to put in some of those window moments. That's going to copy the windows from downstairs. Placement. Oops. Goes there. Windows, windows. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Okay. All right. Totally insane. Now, the thing about the robot district is, in theory, we shouldn't need a lot of housing, but we are going to need temporary housing because we do need to have beavers in there for when something goes wrong and you have to restart the colony. I'm going to be honest, I don't really understand the robots. I haven't worked out a massive use for them yet. I've never, I guess on a long game that I've played on this, I never really get to a point where I want to the long game just doesn't last long enough for me to have made use of them, I guess. I knew that was going to happen. I knew that was going to be a thing. Okay, let's carry on the pattern and then stop it. We'll just stop it where there's no windows. It kind of makes sense that we would do that. Okay, and we carry on. I've never really played a long game long enough to have made use of them. Really, I'm not going to bother there. And because of that, I never really got in. I don't really know how they work and what use they are. I've had them working 24/7 on water pumps before, which was very useful. But eventually, they all kind of burnt out, and then you have to manage the district, and they don't replace themselves in a district, and I just found myself micromanaging bots that were burning out. And I don't know if that's because it was, something I was doing wrong, which it probably was. We'll have a go. We'll try and oops. Well, we are having a go because we're building this ridiculous thing. I don't really have a choice. It's happening. We're building this structure. Oh, okay, that front bit's got to go. No, don't do that. Okay, there we go. Okay. Goes across there. And we're going to just put in windows in those bits to carry on the design from the ground floor. And we're going to cap them off. Put in our metal flooring just so it makes it feel like it's got an appearance of a metal frame. Look at that. We have securely and safely sealed off the bad water and contained in this solid factory that's probably never going to be built because it's ridiculously large and going to take up all of my resources, and the beavers are probably going to die before it sees the light of day. That's a catchy title to a video, isn't it? All right. But it does look cool though, doesn't it? I mean, look at that. Look at that. That's just monstrous construction. Would even be better if I moved that path out and had the pipes going up there at the outside. I'm not doing it, don't worry. I'm not going to do it. But up here is going to be our robot district. We've got 10k water. It means they're drinking the water supply. We've got 55 days left and 109 beavers. That's not good. That's not good. They're drinking the water supply because I think I stopped the pumps up here, which I probably need to correct. We need them to get going. We need to make them on full, and we're going to press the V to copy the attribute. There we go. Let's start pumping that water out of there. And we are going to... We've got lots of food now. We're going to turn this one off. And I'm going to put this one back on auto. I do need to work out how to automate this. But look, that water's run out already. That water's just pouring out of somewhere, isn't it? There's a hole. For that to have dried up that quickly, I'm losing water down here. Where is it? Where is... You're set to 80. You're set to 80. Let's make it 75. You're set to 80. Let's make you 75. It drained way too quickly. Suspiciously quickly. I need to keep an eye on that. We'll leave that one open, and we'll leave this one open because this has got water coming into it. Okay, well, he didn't plant many, did he, before he gave up? There we go. Here's what it is around there. I got a feeling all the beavers in food district didn't last. No, they're all gone. It's the food, man. We need to finish these buildings. In order to finish the buildings, we need metal blocks. How are you guys doing up here? That's got no one working in it. Well, that needs to be changed, because these guys are surviving off those. And I do not want these metal blocks to be stopped being created. So we've got them working on the district again. They're going to bring food up, and they're going to bring water up, and they're going to be fine for now. Okay, they're making food, they're collecting it. We've got 3,000 food. Water's not great. Birthing pods have been turned off, except for 2 baby ones. Right, we'll leave them alone, and we'll carry on with what we're doing. Now, how am I going to manage this monstrosity? What we do need to do is get this metro working. Now, eventually, I think this whole metro is going to be running off the robot districts, like up here on its own. This is the metro that I've built is going to be part of the ring. Only for the robot district, but I've got a feeling that up here I might have plugged this into. In fact, I know I have. It's there. Look. So this one does plug into the main metro that runs around the whole of the colony, which in the future is going to be a problem for us. Unless I don't know. I'll deal with that later. I can't work out that. Well, I can work it out. I can bring this one step forward. Do you know what? This has got a connection pipe that goes into the main run, and it's here. So we need to get rid of this and take out this connection and have this as a main run. Then our connection pipe is here. Can I go up another? And then we run a power across the top. This does have another connection because this comes from pineapple. Oh, have I? Okay. Okay. Right. It's got to be there. This has to be here. This has to run down here. We run up here and we come up here. I want this to run down here and then, oops. Sorry, I'm not giving much commentary on this. Like, I'm sure a lot of like YouTubers build this stuff over and over and over again, and they can talk eloquently, or they do a whole script for like 9 hours. If you go back and work out why I'm doing this content, I'm new to this. I've always wanted to have a go at doing it. I don't know where it's going to lead me. And when I say me, I'm going to include us in that, because if we build a good community, I can get some servers hosted and we can place some stuff together. Basically, what I'm doing here, this metro line here runs all the way from Pineappleton all the way to Reservoir 3, and that needs to be built first. This metro and these metro stations are separate, that will only work on our robot district. And I don't want them connected to the main line like that, because it will cross a district line. And I want the district line crossing to be down here. So the robots are just working this area. And the way I was thinking of doing that is I want there to be a metro down here, but you can see that I've got a problem, and I mean, do you know what? I can probably do this now for the fact that there is a drought. And that means this is not working right now. So we do have the unique ability to reroute this. What I need to do is get a bit of dynamite. And it's quite nice to do it so we don't get that horrendous creaking noise while I'm working on this. They're going to blow a... Spoke too soon. Whoa. I didn't like that. We're going to blow a hole there. We're going to take that down here, which is going to allow us to have a metro up here on top of this. So we're going to remove... Oh, this is that really ugly power line I built, isn't it? Is that all working? Oh, it is all working. This is that really ugly power line that I apologized for. Let's fix it. Let's fix this. I've got to be careful because this power is going to metal at the moment. It doesn't really matter because actually metal has that working for it, so I can disconnect it for a little bit. Let's deal with this because this is just... I didn't like it when I built it originally, but I did it because I was playing a permadeath, which I should still be playing, and made this really ugly power chain that came off the dam. And what we can do with it is we can run it underground. I've got to actually work out, am I going to flood this with bad water if I do this? I probably. Let's see what happens. Okay. Dynamite that runs all the way to here. Is that the right place? Yeah. Another one there. And we'll make this run priority. And while I'm here, I'm just gonna... No, it's fine. It's fine. It won't flood. There's a... It probably would have done originally because you can see that it probably bent through there and disappeared somewhere, but it doesn't flood here now. So that's going to get fixed there, and then we can rebuild and put all that back together. And then we can have our other metro at the bottom here. And then in the future, we're going to have our district crossing here that will go into it. And then it's done. All right, so while they're laying that dynamite, if they are, because honestly, I don't know if we've got any builders right now doing anything. There are builders, but they're working on this. Yeah, they're working on this pump at the front to get water into the reservoir, which is important. So we'll let them do that. Right. I need to make this crossing over here Not a critical build, but a high one. Mainly because what I did is I deleted it so I could clean up the connection. But because I did that, I sent the order of things into disarray. So what the game does is when you build stuff, it does it in priority. So this block has got a waiting time before they come and build it. And because I destroyed this middle, it means that they would build all of this here first before they built the aqueduct. And I want them to build the aqueduct to get across the dam because this should be priority build. So making this a mini priority means that they will do the water bit out here first because it's critical. And then they will come, well, they'll build this other critical stuff here, but then they will come and build this, which is the order of things I want them to go in, which is fine. Things like dynamite, once they get it, they'll use it. But I don't know if anyone's building any dynamite at the moment because I know we do have bad water. We just got no power. Power's just, we just don't have it. Okay. Did that all fix itself? Yeah, it did. Okay, well, we don't need that anymore. Okay. I'm going to fix that ugly power I saw that... what is that? Just got this like random block that I've misbuilt at some point. All right, back to it. Now, this is going to be where the materials are coming in. And because the materials are coming in here, and we are in district here, we're going to start by doing what we always do. And what we do is build... Oh, this is... Okay. All right. I've got to be really careful with this deletion tool up here because I could take out so much below this. I can't believe how much time has passed by already. I've been having so much fun with this. Like, we're getting to that hour that we had. I don't really... I want to get a little bit more done. We're going to need logs. We're going to need planks. We are going to need treated planks. And we are most certainly going to need metal blocks. Now, I don't know if we need scrap metal. Do we need scrap metal for robots? Let's go and have a look. I don't know. It's not going to tell me, is it? No, I think it's all pure metal it needs. All right. So we don't need scrap metal. We are also... I think that's it. I don't think I need anything else. Logs, planks, metal blocks, treated planks. That's all there. Tick. Next, we need... Oh, this is going to annoy me. Okay. Okay, we'll work this out. What we got? We are definitely going to need gears. We do not need dynamite up here. All of the bot pieces will go somewhere else. Now, we are going to need food up here because we're going to need to have some beavers working in here. So we'll put in some corn rations as well. We'll put some eggplant rations in. And this is just where the stuff, this is just where it, this is the sort of dockyard where all of the resources come in. It's not like the main colony. Oh, I love these spiral staircases. I know I keep saying it, but I really do. They're fantastic. Okay. Got some real wasted room down there. So I'm just going to create a deck to square that off. I mean, we could put this inside another box. Oh, no. Oh, I could. I could put this building inside another. No, we're not. We're not going to build. No, this is it. This is the silliness over. No more buildings. We're not putting any more stuff in buildings. What we are going to do though is we're going to extend over here. We're going to extend over here. We're just going to create a bit of a feature there. Okay. I hate that. I hate everything about it. I hate everything about that. Right, let's try that again. We are going to build a... Yeah. Better. Right. More pointless structures up there. That's how we like it. We need a way to get up there, which would make sense if we put another one of these lovely staircases that goes up there. That will get me to the top deck. Like that. Now what we could do is have the workers' houses back here. We're going to have the workers' houses back here on this deck. And we're going to run them okay, we're going to run them down this side here. And then we're going to come through a little path. And then we're going to have some well-being things. We're going to put some fires back here on the ends. This will be good. We're going to have some... I'm not going to have the tattoo thing. Oh, we're not going to have that. I'm going to put some hospital beds back here as well. And have a little beaver back scratcher. We're going to chuck in some beaver monuments there. We're going to have oh, that's horribly out of balance. Ugh. Yeah, that line should be through there and it's not. But I'm not. Okay, no, I'm not. I'm just going to change the design up here so we don't end up causing myself a redesign nightmare, which we're not doing. We can save that level of play. For the next time we play the game. Okay. Nice little hangout back there. That'll look good. deck over the waters flowing through here. We could have put some showers up there, couldn't we? That would have been cool to have some showers. And could we have some showers if we not really. Could hang them off the back end. Yeah, you know what? We're going to put some showers in here. We could do that. If we put a 3 in there and then built that out there like that and did the same this side, 3 in there, build out the back end. I do want this to look the same though. So we could do... Okay. So we're going to come up here and then we're going to need another 2 here. And then we're going to put the showers in here like this. And then what we'll do is we'll put a little back scratcher in there and then have a little bit of a brush going on there. That works. 2, 2. That comes down here. And then we have our water, and then we have our back scratcher, and then we have our plant. And this area is just for beavers that might not live here for very long. This is if the bot district fails to look after itself once it's operational, that there needs to be some beavers working here. But we've created a little crazy town up there as well that does that, and we are gonna just cap this area off with that. Keep it all on a level. That looks great. So we have some food and we have some entertainment. What else do we need? We need water. So we're going to have 2 water tanks up here. Like that. I know this area is going to need extract as well. And there's going to be no nice way to do this. So we're going to put, I think they need grease as well, don't they, these things on this one. We're going to have extract up here, but we're also going to have grease, because that's going to have to be imported in because there's no vegetation here for this, which is a new interesting problem. Okay, so we've got our sort of liquids, we've got all of our food, and we've got all of that. I think that's everything that gets transported in here. What we can do is we can put another grease in, and then we can have another have another area with a bit more food rations in. How are we doing? 11,091 beavers. I really took my eye off that for a long time. I've got to be really careful. Right, we're going to build this around here like that. And then we'll have this walkway that comes around here like this. Okay. This is all looking very exciting up here. Now look how much room I've got in this district to build robot stuff. It's got this tiny little housing estate at the front here. Oh boy, what have I done? It's going to need a district center. Put that in the middle here somewhere. Do you know what? I just need to put one down because what I've remembered, I need one. I'm just gonna put one down just to remind myself that I'm gonna need one. This is bot for now, till we get more creative names for this. What's going on build? I'm just gonna have a bit of a sense check. I appreciate this video has gone on for an hour, and I've got to be mindful that this is an extension to the one that I messed up. So we are coming to an end. In fact, what I'm going to do is we're going to do a bit of a check around the colony, and then we'll probably call it an end. So let's celebrate what we've done. Well, first, let's go and have a little bit of a check first. Let's go and check in on metal. What's going on? I mean, they've done a lot of building here. They've still got a lot of metal that they haven't got to yet. Logs and planks are not a problem. It's metal blocks that are. But then they're saying that there's 154 metal blocks and they're all here. So I guess we just don't have a lot of builder beavers up here doing a lot of work. And it also probably means that, yeah, they're not exporting. Okay. Let's fix that. They're not. Send the babies. Okay, they're not exporting goods out. Right, there we go. Now they are. So now they're exporting the metal blocks out here because they've got it all. I mean, they've got 129 metal blocks here, and let's get that supply chain going. Good. I think they're gonna, yeah, they're doing scrap as well. Okay, good. All right, so metal blocks are now flowing out of here. Apart from that, they're doing all right. They're doing pretty good. Got more builders here as well now, so we should see an increase of activity here from a build level. All right, that's metal sorted. It's amazing there's beavers still alive there, actually. Have these all... Yeah, these are all pumped out. There's no point keeping these on. So let's turn these off. There's no point having them working if they're not doing anything there. The water's gone below a level, and we're 34 days, 87 beavers. It's not good. Okay. That district failed. They all died of starvation. I am actually a little bit concerned now. I'm a little bit concerned about this. Let's turn these off. I don't want... Turn them all off. Have I got them all over here? Yeah, they're all turned off. I know I left 2 on down here, which I'm okay with. And are the water dumps turned off? Let's go and have a quick look. That's off. Those are off. I know I'm still pumping water out of here. I think I still need to. All right, well. There's not much I can do. Oh dear. Right, well, it's a bit worrying right now. Like, these aren't doing anything. So we'll turn these off. These aren't doing anything. This guy's not doing anything. They're not doing anything. Okay. Right, so that's a bit of management up here done. And let's take a look at what's going on. Okay, this is looking good. They've made a lot of progress up here. They would have made more, but they stopped transporting metal blocks. And that's really held up the construction of this. But it's getting there. And this is not really going anywhere. I mean, it's just a bit stagnated around all of these districts. But that's to be expected because of, again, the lack of resource. We only got the metal one working on the last episode. I haven't really caught up. We do have a lot of wood. We've got a lot of logs. Cogs is fine. Metal blocks, we've actually got a lot of them. They just didn't get them out. We've got this dynamite being made and extract. Right, they're not working anymore, so let's stop those. We don't need them in there. Okay, so that's all of that worked out. And on that, we achieved quite a lot today on this episode. We've planned out started our robot district, and our robot district is on top of our insane power station that's going to take a very long time to build. But look how good it looks. That's why I love this game. You can just build on top of each other and build this crazy stuff. And I'm excited to see how far they get, but I'm going to be honest, I'm a little bit concerned that this might be the beginning of the end. The water is nearly out. There's 80 beavers and there's 30 days left. If these don't die of old age soon, this might be the end. And on that note, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.